This is the Pixel Watch 3 and this is the Galaxy Watch 7. Now, these are some of the hottest Android-based wearables right now from Google and Samsung. And on the surface, they look quite similar, but which one should you really be buying this year? Now, to help you find out, I've been using both of these wearables for the past few weeks, and in this video, I'll compare their designs, their specs, features, compare their heart rate sensor accuracies, real-life battery life tests, GPS accuracies, and much more, so you can make an informed decision whether to buy the Google Pixel Watch 3 or the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. Right, before I jump into the detailed comparisons for these two wearables, I just wanted to bring you up to speed with the pricing, variations, and colors available for these two smartwatches. Now, both of them come in two sizes. The smaller Pixel Watch 3 comes in at a 41mm version costing $350 and the new 45mm version at $400. There's also LTE options available for both of these watches. So the Galaxy Watch 7 is actually cheaper than the Google Pixel Watch 3 for almost all the variations. Now, there's various color options available for both of these wearables, and I personally like the color palette and options available for the Pixel Watch 3. Now, I've got the larger 45mm version with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, not the LTE version in this matte hazel color, which I really like, by the way. And for the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7, I've got the larger 44mm version in this khaki green color and this aluminium finish on the side, which again is not too bad, but overall I like the color options available for the Pixel Watch 3. Okay, so let's compare the designs of both of these wearables. Now, I'm a big fan of the Galaxy Watch 7's design. It feels smooth, sleek, well designed, and an absolute joy to wear and use day to day. And in my full in-depth review of the Galaxy Watch 7, I said that the first thing that came to my mind when I unboxed it was the word polished. And you know what? I think it still holds true to this day after using it for the last few months. Now, looking at the Pixel Watch 3, its design is largely similar to the Pixel Watch 2's last year, with that amazing pebble shape for the display, and that's not a bad thing. And the casing on the Pixel Watch 3 is made of aluminium, similar to the casing on the Galaxy Watch 7. Now, inside, the Pixel Watch 3 is running a hybrid processor architecture similar to last year's, and that might feel like a disappointment on paper at first compared to the 3nm brand new processor that Samsung is running in the Galaxy Watch 7. That decision by Google actually pays off, and I'll talk about that later on in this video. Now, the storage size is same on both of these watches. You've got 32GB, so there's plenty of space for apps, Spotify playlists, so no complaints there at all. Now, the display on both watches are AMOLED touchscreens, and they're plenty colorful and bright, and both have been amazing to use outdoors as well as indoors. And the peak brightness on both can go up to 2000 nits, but the Pixel Watch 3 has this added benefit of going all the way down to 1 nit in brightness that can help conserve power when you're asleep. Now, speaking of displays, the one on the Galaxy Watch 7 is made of sapphire crystal, which is found on many sports watches for rugged outdoor activities. And the one on the Pixel 3 from Google is actually made of Gorilla Glass 5, which is still chemically strengthened and scratch resistant, but it's inferior when it comes to durability compared to the Galaxy Watch 7's display. Now, both watches also have IP68 rating and come with 5 atmospheres of water resistance, which is good for around 50 meters water depth. Now, the Galaxy Watch 7 is also tested and certified against the US military standard for survivability in various conditions, but the Pixel Watch 3 isn't tested or certified for any of those tests and conditions. So when it comes to durability specs, the Galaxy Watch 7 is much better and superior than the Pixel Watch 3. And at the back of both of these smartwatches, you've got their own proprietary sensors for things like heart rate tracking, blood oxygen measurements, skin temperature, and so on. And I'll be testing out their optical heart rate sensor accuracies later on in this video. Let's quickly talk about the user interfaces of both of these smartwatches. Now, both of them are running Google's Wear OS 5 software. Now, the user interface, text, and colors on the Pixel Watch 3 just feel a bit more cohesive and uniform. And it's as if someone has actually spent quite a lot of time thinking about how all of the text and colors work with each other, compared to the Galaxy Watch 7, which sometimes just feels like a mishmash of different colors, sizes, text, and apps. So that's one difference between the both of them that you need to know. But on the Pixel Watch 3, you get this physical crown, which is actually usable. Now, on the Galaxy Watch 7, you don't have a physical crown, but you've got a digital bezel. I've been actually using that quite a lot. But when I compare both of these mechanisms and inputs, I feel that the physical crown on the Google Pixel Watch 3 is just so satisfying and tactile to use, because you get this haptic feedback as soon as the crown completes a single rotation. Now, the Galaxy Watch 7 also has a few gestures using which you can perform various functions like answering calls, taking photos, but there's no such gestures or motion-driven actions on the Pixel Watch 3. If I was to compare them head to head, I would prefer the UI on the Pixel Watch 3 over the Galaxy Watch 7. Okay, let's talk about the smart functionalities of these two wearables. Now, given both of them are actually running Google's Wear OS 5, there's a major focus on smart features and apps. Now, with Google's Play Store being pre-installed here, there's a ton of apps that can be downloaded onto both watches. And the Pixel Watch 3 apparently has Google AI built in, but that's more for suggesting customized workouts in the watch and within the Fitbit app. Now, for the Pixel Watch 3 being a Google-made smartwatch, there's obviously a deeper integration and connection with the rest of Google's ecosystem. So you can do things like view the Google Nest camera feed straight onto the watch, controlling the Google Pixel phone's camera, and also getting Google Maps offline, which is amazing. Now, with the Galaxy Watch 7, you've obviously got Galaxy AI, and there's things like the gestures and controlling music and so on, but they're kind of tied down to the Samsung Galaxy phone. So both of these manufacturers have connected and restricted some of the features to their own ecosystem. So that's something you really need to keep in mind before you consider and buy any of these smartwatches. Now, overall, both of these smartwatches have the best suite of smart features for any Android watch this year. Okay, so let's compare all of the things that both of these smartwatches can track and record from a health, performance, and recovery point of view. Now, both smartwatches are filled with just so many activities for tracking your health. So you've got things like running, elliptical trainer, weightlifting, yoga, etc. But on the Galaxy Watch 7, if you start looking closely at the list, there's a lot of these activities that are just singular exercises like arm curls, bench press, and so on. And I think including singular exercises like this is just inflating the list of activities on the Galaxy Watch 7. Now, you've also got snow sports here, and you can also create custom activities within the Samsung Health app and then load that onto the Galaxy Watch 7, which is really cool to see. Now, the Pixel Watch 3 has more than 40 different activities pre-built in it by Google, but you don't have the functionality to create a custom workout and then load it onto the Pixel Watch 3. All you need to do is pick this generic workout activity and use it if your preferred activity is not on the Pixel Watch 3. So that's another difference between the two smartwatches. Now, whilst the list of activities on both of these smartwatches is commendable, I think Samsung and Google don't know how to integrate a proper HIIT or a high intensity interval training activity in their smartwatches. You see, on a Garmin smartwatch, you've got a proper HIIT activity where you can set up the number of rounds of work and rest exercises you want to do, as well as the duration for your work and rest periods. But on both of these smartwatches, they're very generic activities where you can't set up the number of rounds of exercises you want to do. Now, in addition to activities, both of these smartwatches track very similar health metrics. So you've got things like sleep tracking, blood oxygen levels, stress levels, skin temperature, breathing rates, and then use all of that data to produce some really good feedback in their respective apps. Now, on the Galaxy Watch 7, the buttons on the side double up as ECG sensors as well as BIA or body composition measurement sensors. And you've also got blood pressure monitoring here on the Samsung Watch, which is amazing to see. On the Google Pixel Watch 3, the physical crown here only doubles up as an ECG sensor. So that's another difference in the sensors present within these two smartwatches. Now, on the Pixel Watch 3, there's also a new cardio load metric available which can analyze your heart rate during training as well as resting and give you feedback on whether you're overtraining or undertraining. But the Galaxy Watch 7 doesn't have an equivalent feature to the cardio load, so that's a plus point to the Pixel Watch 3. Now, both watches have a readiness score that can tell you how much energy you have to expend during the day. On the Pixel Watch 3, it is called readiness, and on the Galaxy Watch 7, it's called the energy score. Oh, and I mentioned sleep tracking earlier in this video, and both of these watches in their respective apps produce a sleep profile well and can then coach you to develop and improve some better sleeping habits. The main difference here is that Fitbit will charge you $999 US or £799 per month to access that sleep profile, whereas Samsung will give you even more data than what Fitbit will give you for free to all of their users. So that's a major difference between both of these wearables. Okay, so let's compare the real life battery lives of these two smartwatches. Now, Samsung claimed that the Galaxy Watch 7 can last for up to 40 hours on a single charge, and Google claimed that the larger 45mm Pixel Watch 3 can last for up to 36 hours on a single charge, which is actually less than Samsung's claim. Now, I don't trust manufacturers with any of these claims because they always test them in really strict conditions. But when I tested both of these smartwatches, the Galaxy Watch 7 lost around 14% battery every night whilst I was sleeping versus the Pixel Watch 3's 15% battery drain. Now, for activities, the Galaxy Watch 7 lost around 8% during workouts versus the 9.5% for the Pixel Watch 3. Now, overall, I was averaging between 29 and 35 hours for the Galaxy Watch 7 over the last few weeks, but surprisingly, I averaged out 40 to 48 hours on the Pixel Watch 3 in normal mode, which is actually even better than Google's own claim of 36 hours. Now, overall, the Pixel Watch 3 has a better battery life in real life compared to the Galaxy Watch 7. Okay, so let's compare the heart rate sensor accuracies of both of these smartwatches. Now, both Google and Samsung claim that they've upgraded the sensors on these smartwatches, and I've been keen to test them for outdoor running as well as indoor strength training. And I've been using Polar's H10 chest strap, which uses ECG technology and is often considered as the gold standard for heart rate measurement. And in this chart, the blue plot is for the Polar H10 chest strap, orange is the Galaxy Watch 7, and green is the Pixel Watch 3. Now, looking at outdoor running, the Pixel Watch 3 picked up the rise in my heart rate really well, and it's almost in sync with the chest strap, but the Galaxy Watch 7 was slightly slow at the start. But as the run picked up, both watches picked up most of my peaks and troughs, and the Pixel Watch 3 was consistently better than the Galaxy Watch 7 throughout the run. Now, strength training is where I normally see all sorts of smartwatches start to struggle because of all of the movements, the rapid decline and rapid rises in heart rates. Looking at the heart rate charts themselves, all heart rate charts look largely comparable, with the Pixel Watch 3 picking up all of the rapid rises and drops in my heart rate as I did one set, rested, and then moved on to the next. Now, the Galaxy Watch 7 is not that far off, but it always felt that it was lagging behind the chest strap in picking up all of the rapid rises and declines. So the heart rate sensor accuracies on both of these smartwatches is pretty good, but the Google Pixel Watch 3's heart rate sensor is just more accurate, especially for runners. And when it comes to strength training, both of them are largely comparable. But okay, so let's compare the GPS accuracies for outdoor workouts. And the Galaxy Watch 7 has a better spec with its dual band antenna for more accuracy compared to the single band antenna on the Pixel Watch 3. So looking at one of my outdoor runs in the city, the Galaxy Watch 7 did fairly well. It tracked me on the correct side of the road that I ran on, and it still kept my position locked on throughout the street coverage and stayed with me even when I went a bit deeper into the city with some shops and buildings on either side of narrow roads. Now, the Pixel Watch 3 by comparison was not too far off from the Galaxy Watch 7. There were some minor deviations from the running trail, like here and here, and it's evident that the dual band antenna on the Galaxy Watch 7 is just ever so slightly more accurate in following me on the running trail, but I'm nitpicking here and it's still a decent GPS antenna on the Pixel Watch 3. Now, overall, the GPS antenna on the Galaxy Watch 7 for outdoor activities is just a bit more accurate than the Pixel Watch 3's. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the Samsung Health app and the Fitbit app. And the interface on both of these apps is slightly different. You see, the Samsung Health app feels a bit more alive and intuitive compared to the Fitbit app, which has gone to an extreme when it comes to minimalism. The main pages on both apps show a summary of each metric, and pressing on any one reveals more data in the Samsung Health app compared to the Fitbit app. Now, looking at the activity feedback in a bit more detail, the Samsung Health app presents performance metrics really well, firstly in these summary tiles, and then if you go into any one of them, say the advanced running metrics, you see these really nice and colorful charts for running, and there's actually a really good amount of information that I wasn't really expecting on top of the usual heart rate and pace chart. Now, the Fitbit app for the Pixel Watch 3, when it comes to activities like running, provides advanced running metrics that are fairly detailed, just like the Samsung Health app. Now, when it comes to assisting you in your fitness journey, the Samsung Health app has a whole heap of training programs that you can add to your calendar, and the app, along with the watch, will then guide you through those coaching programs. Now, the equivalent section in the Fitbit app is this coach section, where you receive some personalized recommendations for runs based on your last few days training activity. And there's also pre-recorded workouts and guided mindfulness sessions within the Fitbit app if you're wanting some inspiration. But you see, all of the things that I'm showing you in the Fitbit app when it comes to workout videos, mindfulness sessions, and the detailed sleep insight come at that $999 per month cost, which is just a shame compared to the Samsung Health app, which is giving you all of these things for free without any paywalls. So then, should you go for the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 or the Google Pixel Watch 3? Now, both of these wearables look and feel premium, have the same snappy operating system, do health, fitness and performance tracking really well, especially the advanced running dynamics on the Pixel Watch 3. I also like the uniform and pebble shape of the Pixel Watch 3, as well as its cohesive approach towards user interface, just a bit more than on the Galaxy Watch 7. The battery life on the Pixel Watch 3 is also better than the Galaxy Watch 7, but the Fitbit app and the premium subscription that comes with the Pixel Watch 3 is a major pain point for me. You see, all of the detailed insights and recommendations provided by Google and Fitbit that they're charging for are provided for free, and it's actually better in quality and detail coming from Samsung with their Galaxy Watch 7. Samsung have also made a really good effort in improving the durability specs on the Galaxy Watch 7, as well as adding additional sensors like blood pressure monitoring and body composition measurement. And for that reason, I would personally go for the Galaxy Watch 7 over the Pixel Watch 3. Just keep in mind that the battery life on the Galaxy Watch 7 is not stellar by any means, but if you want everything that the Galaxy Watch 7 does and more with an improved battery life, make sure you check out my full in-depth review of the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Alright, so I just wanted to say thanks to all of the subscribers of this channel. You commenting on these videos, liking them and helping each other out in the comments section keeps me going with experiments like these. It's amazing to see that. And to new viewers, don't be shy from pressing the subscribe button, especially if you don't want to miss out my full in-depth review of the Garmin Venue 3, which blows both of these smartwatches out of the water when it comes to battery life. See you in the next one.